Well, hello family, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all, it has been a while, I know. You guys, I am so excited to share with you all this new video. I am doing the Soul Food Legacy Challenge. If you're new here, my name is Miss Money, or I'm Money, and kind of did a little change, calling myself Flirty Palm Bob. So I don't know how I'm going to be sticking to the rebrand. I don't know. Anyways, this challenge is by SimSiga. I have never done a Sims 4 Legacy Challenge. I stumbled upon this challenge on YouTube, a video recommendation. So shout out to YouTube algorithm for pointing your girl to this Legacy Challenge. We're gonna get into the details of everything, but right now who we are looking at is Miss Gail Duncan. If this sim looks a little familiar, she is from Miss SimKara's Sims 4 save file. I'll make sure that I link that in the description or put a little tag up there. We have her as well as this home built by SimKara. I added a couple of things, of course, to the decor and stuff like that. But most of everything, like the blueprint of this home, is by SimKara. So shout out to SimKara. I will be using a lot of her builds in some of her Sims as well. So I am not taking ownership or whatever like that. I'm not claiming this is my play style, like my Sims creation like play style. No, that is credit to SimKara. I'll let y'all know any Sims that I create on my own. Sometimes I use her Sims as like a little blueprint or whatever to make my own Sims. But anyways, you guys, when I read over this challenge, it just warmed my heart. So here is the Soul Food Legacy Challenge by SimSiga. Please check out this Legacy Challenge, you guys. So right now we are playing with Generation 1, which is the red velvet cake.
Your parents always instilled in you the importance of human connection. Whether you're volunteering, hosting cookouts, or teaching, you're always for the community. With your boisterous mouth and itis-inducing cooking, you quickly become neighborhood's big mama or big papa. Even the mailman, woman knows you by name. Everyone loves you, but also knows not to mess with you. Your temper gets the best of you sometimes, but hey, you'd be upset too if your guests left dirty dishes, or if the kids going in and out of the door while letting your cold air out.
Generation 1 red velvet cake, I just thought about my own experience with maybe, you know, the heir of your home, the main person that holds the family down. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all stop and think about the person in your life that, you know, is like the heir of the family? What's the other word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but that one person that everybody knows in the neighborhood, you don't mess with her. You know what I'm saying? She has some candy in her pocket for you, or she's selling candy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day. So she is starting us off as our first generation, of course, as Little Miss Red Velvet Cake. So yeah, so Miss Gail, her traits are good, hot-headed, outgoing, which was some of the requirements for this challenge. So Miss Audrey Duncan, she is a teenager, and so she's a single parent around here. You know what I'm saying? She's never married or whatever, but I think it's time for her to get back on out there in the dating game. Starting her off, I'm already just falling in love with her. I feel like she is very much a well-rounded Sim. She don't take no mess from nobody. She'll love you to death, you know what I'm saying? Until you do something to her that she don't approve of, then baby, I don't know what to tell you. Look at these spaghetti meatballs, you guys. I am using Lifelike Sims, a food mod, and I will be linking that as well. But look at this food. Is it not delicious? So you can tell she is definitely the cook in the family. It's Friday at 4 o'clock. It's the weekend. Audrey over here is watching a little comedy show. She's feeling playful and stuff. So what we're gonna do is have Miss Gail, can we pick up a serving? Yeah, we're gonna pick up a serving, maybe one or two, and put that in there. Okay, let's pick up another one. And then we are going to take this and we are going to pack it into a sack lunch. And then we're gonna put this in our inventory. I feel like we need one more. Let's do one more. All right, you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk across the street here and we're going to go to our neighbor's house. So this is a duplex home over here. Miss Gail noticed that there is a young lady that lives over here and she just moved in with her and her children, her two young children. So she's going to go over here and take these spaghetti and meatballs over here to the family. All right, so we are going up to the door and we're going to knock on the door ever so gently, or maybe it's not so gently. This is Mariah Thompson, or Thompson. Anyway, let's do a friendly introduction. It looks like her kiddos over here are already eating on a giant hamburger. She's like, hey, I am your neighbor across the street. My name is Miss Gail. Where is Audrey? Who is Audrey out here talking to? Audrey, I'm gonna need you to come and mind your manners and come in here and introduce yourself, Miss Ma'am. So she's like, hi, my name is Miss Gail. I live across the street. My daughter and I. This is Audrey here. She's like, oh my gosh, nice to meet you. You're so beautiful. She's like, thank you. She's like, I bought you guys something to eat here. Mariah, she lives over here with her baby father, Silas, and her 2 kiddos. So here's one of the kiddos. This is Miss Shayna. She looks like she's already in her terrible 2s. And then we got another little baby over here, Miss Rochelle. Her other daughter right here, Miss Maya. So I'm gonna have Miss Gail to come over here and introduce herself to the kiddos, because she wouldn't mind babysitting these babies at any time that Mariah needs a break or whatever. And we're gonna introduce ourselves over here to Mr. Spears. He look like he ain't got no manners either. So she's like, hey sir, how you doing? I live across the street. Who's this? Gail, we heard, okay, we would like to be an astronaut. Girl, I'm not gonna go into space for nobody. What I look like? Gonna have Audrey to also introduce herself to the kiddos. She's like, hey, how you guys doing? I think this is a perfect opportunity for Miss Gail to be like, hey, I hope I'm not intruding or anything like that, but I did bring you guys something to eat. So here is some food for you guys. Or can I just personally hand it to her? Can I do that? Let's see here. No, let's just personally, can I give it to them? Can I put it in a refrigerator? No, I can't do that. Okay, how about we just unpack it and then just have them to come eat it? So she's like, I bought you guys something to eat. And Mariah's like, oh my gosh, that is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Miss Gail. I'm wondering what Mariah thinks of Gail. So let's take a look at our relationship panel. Okay, we don't have a first impression just yet per se, but it does look like she has a close sentiment. So maybe Miss Gail feels like home to Mariah, and she's also just very thankful. Girl, why are you eating their food that you packed for them? Let's call to meal, and then we'll have one of the kiddos to come eat it. Looks like Miss Gail is just chatting with Mariah, asking her where she's from, and she's like, yeah, we are from San Myshuno. We just decided to move out here. We know where it's a little more quieter and get away from the city life. And she's like, oh yes, I understand. It's, it's calm and quiet over here in Willow Creek. And she's like, yes, I do love it. It just feels like home. And she's like, yeah, I agree with you. And then we're gonna introduce ourselves to the little baby over here. So she's just like, hey baby girl, how are you? My name is Miss Gail. And so it looks like Shayna's just like, oh my god, I want to be picked up. Oh no, baby, she's sleepy. She about to start throwing a tantrum. And so she's just, talking about moving over here, and she's asking her about the neighborhood and stuff. And so Miss Gail is just going over, what's it like in the neighborhood, some fun things to do in the neighborhood, and, to get the kids out and stuff like that. I feel like Miss Gail is telling her, the type of people to avoid and to look out for. I think that they're off to a really good start. I think that Miss Mariah really is enjoying Gail's company, so I really like that. It looks like Audrey is over here also talking to Silas and getting to know him a little bit more in the neighborhood, and Silas is just like, yeah, this is my baby girls, and we moved out here. We just trying to find our way around here and stuff, and we appreciate y'all for coming out here and looking out for us. We don't usually, black people, they keep to themselves and stuff, and we don't have people, to come knocking on your door and give you something to eat and introduce themselves. People don't do that no more. People stay indoors. When's the last time y'all have had a neighbor to come and knock on your door and just introduce themselves or just say hi? I don't know. It's not very common these days. Not sent to some homeless shelter. Can we clean up? How about we just, be generous and we clean up for this family? So yeah, we're just gonna show our hospitality and clean up the place for these people. Look, I got a meal ready right here, and you want to eat a sandwich. So Silas is like, well, hi Miss Gail, and thank you for bringing over this food. It looks so yummy. She's like, yeah, no problem. Look at this baby. Y'all, this baby is so precious, and she's so big. What has she been eating? Yeah, Miss Gail is already falling in love with these kiddos. Would it be weird if we put the kids to sleep? Like, we just met these kids, but would that be weird? Let's have Audrey to just send the baby girl to sleep, since it's 9 o'clock and that baby look like she tired. All right, where did mom and daddy go? Okay, Silas, now you being weird. Okay, I think we've done our due diligence over here by introducing ourselves to the neighbors across the street. Oh, mom done went and got into bed, so she's like, y'all can see yourself out. How about we go ahead and leave? Gail feels really good about introducing herself to the neighbors. Just seeing the little babies and stuff reminds her of when her daughter was young, and she kind of wishes she could, go back to raising a baby again. but raising Audrey has already been an event. I hate that we have to go through another loading screen when our home is literally right across the street. All right, y'all, so let's head back on over to Generation 1, a red velvet cake, and just kind of look over some of the rules and guidelines for your first generation.
So to set up, we are to start off in the adult life stage. We're a single parent to a teenage child. We have a sibling that lives outside of the household, who also has kids. We start with a modest home, start at level 3 of the education career, level 4 in the cooking skill, level 3 of the charisma skill, and level 3 of the research and debate skill. The rules are that you get your nails done and redo them every time they fade away. Max the education career, max the cooking skill, max the charisma skill. Have 3 close relationships with the neighborhood kids and their parents. Throw 10 successful dinner parties, volunteer through the phone menu. Have at least 1 more child, marry the male man or woman, or the repair man or woman. And when the sim dies, save their ghost in the household. You'll need them later.
I would say that Gail was in her early 50s, maybe late 50s. So she's almost in her 60s. And her kiddo Audrey is almost about to graduate high school. So yeah, she had her baby late, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, she would love to have another kiddo. Will she have another kiddo? I don't know. But yeah, as far as the mailman, y'all, I will not lie. I think that the Sims knew that I was about to start playing this challenge, and we saw the mailman, and baby, he was a cutie pie. Okay, one of the mailmen had came around, and we did meet him. His name is Leo, so he's right here, Mr. Leo Clark. So we are acquaintances now. I think that Gail has, she has her eye on Mr. Leo. She sees him all the time, delivering her mail, and she gives him a sly little grin and a nice little wave. And Leo, of course, he waves back at her and say, "Hey, Miss Gail, how you doing? What you cooking up today? What's in there cooking? Good looking?" He's always, kind of slightly flirting with her, but not really, because he knows that like she's really, really wholesome and stuff like that. But he's never like thrown like a hint at her or anything like that. He's just very friendly. And over here we have Miss Marlene Myers. Miss Marlene is Miss Gail's sister. These two do not get along. Okay, now their sentiments are blank right now until we go over there and start talking to her and stuff like that. But these two do not get along whatsoever. Miss Marlene does have a daughter and a granddaughter. So Miss Marlene is the oldest of these two. Miss Marlene has always felt like Gail was the favorite child out of the bunch. And anything that Miss Gail wanted, Miss Gail would get. She would always get the attention of their father. And so I think that's where a lot of these sibling rivalry, child, I can't say the word rivalry. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I think that's where the sibling attention comes into play. Miss Marlene felt like Gail was given everything, and Miss Marlene was always, kind of overlooked, or the person that had to handle the responsibilities around the house. Miss Marlene was the first to get pregnant with a child, so that kind of set her back. So she wasn't able to progress in life as much as Miss Gail has. So yeah, y'all, I've been talking. It's like 12 o'clock. Let's get these folks into bed, because today is Saturday, and they have us some things to take care of. So tomorrow, Miss Gail is going to go volunteering. Miss Gail loves to volunteer, and she's gonna make sure that her daughter goes with her. She's trying to instill, giving back to the community, to her child, and helping her daughter to understand, like, hey, everything in life is not going to be given to you, so you have to work hard but also give back. So we're gonna do that early in the morning. Miss Gail usually wakes up pretty early, so Miss Gail is up at 5 o'clock in the morning. She's gotta pee. Like, her bladder is getting weaker and weaker these days, y'all. I love the detail on Miss Gail where she doesn't have any shaved legs. Like, look at her legs, they're so hairy. I love that though. It's like the small details. Let's go ahead and whip up some nice little pancakes. I know it's just them two, but Miss Gail loves to cook. Audrey's still sleeping, but she needs to go ahead and wake up too. I need to get her an alarm clock. So as you guys can see, Audrey's room is a bit messy. Like, she tries to keep things clean, but yeah, let's page up here as you guys can take a nice little view of her bedroom. It's giving very much teenage vibes. Yeah. Audrey already knows the deal. She knows that it's Saturday morning and she has to go and volunteer with her mom, so she's not going to put up a fit about that. However, she does want to go hang out with some of her friends this weekend, so we do have some of her friends over here: Miss Ashley, Jody, Kaden, Kyle, Kylie, and Paige. So this weekend she just wants to get done doing what she is supposed to be doing with her mom, and then getting out the freaking house, because yeah, she doesn't mind doing. Hey girl, look, your mama done cooked these pancakes up, so you're gonna go over here and eat these pancakes, not no meatloaf right now. So she's like, good morning mom, how are you? She's like, I'm doing fine baby, come on over here and get you some of these pancakes. Why are y'all trying to get these leftovers, child? Get you some pancakes. Stop being crazy. She's like, good morning, baby girl. Did you sleep well? She's like, yeah, mama, I slept good. She was like, okay, well, this morning we're going to go and volunteer today to get some of these service hours in. Some of the church congregation is going to be there. She's like, okay, mom, I'm excited to go and volunteer and see, but tonight I do want to go out and hang with some of my friends, if that's okay with you. And she's like, Miss Gail's like, you want to go out and hang with those hoodlum friends of yours, those little girls. Miss Gail doesn't mind her daughter going and hanging out with her friends, but she does feel like her friends, or rather Audrey's friends, are not a positive influence on her. She does feel like her friends are eventually going to get her doing things that she doesn't necessarily need to be doing at her young age. She's scared that her daughter is going to be negatively influenced. What is this? Oh, she left a note for her baby. Oh, okay. Let's set a curfew. Usually her curfew is at 9 o'clock, but we're going to set her curfew for 11 o'clock tonight since it's Saturday. We're going to tell her, like, yeah, baby girl, you can go out with your friends after you get done volunteering with me, but your curfew's at 11 and 11 sharp. And she's like, okay, mom, thank you so much. So she's like, so can I take the car? And she's like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll trust you to take the car today, okay? Just as long as you make sure that you help me and my friends today. So go ahead and finish getting ready, and then we'll go on over into the volunteer. And she's like, okay, mom, no problem. Audrey's trying to stay on her mom's good side today, because she knows like her mom can flip out and get upset about anything really quickly. So she's trying to stay on the good side. Ooh, I think that they're both pretty much, no, I think mom needs to get in the shower. So I'm gonna have her to go take a quick shower, have Miss Gail to go take a quick shower. I'll have Audrey to go watch a little bit TV for right now. I love the living room look. It feels very cozy and nostalgic. I did decorate the living room, so I hope you guys like it. The kitchen also feels very realistic, cozy, and nostalgic. I hope you guys enjoyed that. These pancakes, y'all, come on. Let's put this in the refrigerator though. All right. Oh, Gail is all dressed. She's ready to go, baby. She's like, all right, baby, you ready to go? Okay, let's go. All right, so we're going to go to our phone, hit the volunteer, and we're going to take our daughter with us. And so I am using another mod. I'm using the more volunteer activities by Danity Simmer. So we are going to volunteer at the soup kitchen, because why not? I feel like we should also do the volunteer at a hospital. We might do that. But let's go ahead and volunteer at the soup kitchen first, and then we'll do the hospital. So that's going to take up a lot of our time today. Oh, I feel like she was just like, Mom, you look really good in that dress. Who are you trying to impress today? Look at her. Look at Gail. I feel like she's trying to impress the mailman. The mailman ain't running today this morning. Audrey, come on, girl. You always lollygagging. Get your butt out here.
Your soup kitchen chef looks pretty busy. Gail thinks the chef would appreciate some extra help. Should she offer?
Try to help. Duh, yes. Miss Gail is always going to be the one to go ahead and give a helping hand.
Gail had a lot of fun chopping veggies and talking with the chef. She also picked up a few cooking tips. Yes. The electricity goes out right as the soup kitchen reaches critical mass. Audrey needs to step up and solve the problem. What should she do?
I think that she is going to try to improvise. She doesn't necessarily want to be the person to solve the problem per se, but whatever task that she's doing right now, she's just going to improvise it, and she's just going to wait on the grown-ups to, take care of the whole power issue. Audrey takes charge of the situation
and rigs up a soup heating system with some candles, paper clips, bubble gum. Everyone eats tasty warm soup and gets to eat by candlelight. Aw.
I hate that they had a power issue, but it sounds like it's working out. And can we just take a look at the world right now? It is fall, and Willow Creek is just beautiful. My goodness. It just feels so freaking cozy. I can't stop saying that enough, how cozy Willow Creek feels right now, and how cozy this home feels, how cozy this neighborhood feels. The house across the street, this is also a Simkira build right here too. Now these duplex apartments over here, I did build these myself, so I want to say I did put them up for download. Let's see here, who's calling us? Kaden. What's up, Audrey?
One of my friends heard about how great you are and been asking to meet you. Can I give them your number?
Who is trying to have my number? Who is this? Who's calling my phone? I'm really curious as to who has been asking about Audrey. Looks like they are back from volunteering. Oh, is this our friend Ashley Gibbs? Let's say hey to our friend Ashley Gibbs, and maybe we can go ahead and invite her in for now. It looks like Ashley Gibbs came over to maybe hang with her today, but now she's leaving, so maybe she's like, hey, I'm gonna catch up with you later on. I just want to see if you have something going on later today. She's like, yeah, girl, we'll just hang out later. I gotta go do some stuff with my mom. Okay, so we're gonna go do one more volunteer activity. It is 1 o'clock, so hopefully we can get done with that, and then we'll move on. All right, now we're going to go and volunteer at our local hospital, and then we should be done with our volunteer activities today. You know what, guys, now that I think about it, I don't typically, who is this? I heard you became friends with Shayna. I feel like Leo, he's texting her and saying, hey, stranger, I didn't see you at the mailbox this morning. How are you doing? And so I'm thinking Gail is going to be like, hey, who is this? And he's like, Leo, your mailman. Yo. And so I feel like Leo's going to be the one like, hey, are you on Facebook? And Gail's going to be like, no, I'm not on Facebook. I don't, or Simsbook, whatever you want to call it. I don't dwell in that, technical stuff. And I don't put my business online like these young folks do. She's one of them. Now we angry, feeling angry from hot-headed. Hot-headed seem to get angry from the smallest of reasons. Girl, something going on at the hospital that got Miss Gail ticked off. Maybe we can send a text. We're gonna just send a little, small text whenever we get back from volunteering to Leo to ask him, about his roots and how long he's been a mailman and stuff like that. I think that eventually Gail is gonna start flirting with Leo. We don't know.
Gail is making rounds when she sees a patient looking lonely and staring out the window. Let's chat to the patient.
Let's definitely talk to her.
Gail attempted to chat with the patient but struggled to find common ground. The conversation was awkward and brief, leaving the patient feeling more isolated. She walked away feeling like the effort didn't make much of an impact. Aww. Audrey is passing by the waiting room. She sees a family member of the patient looking visibly upset and distressed.
Let's offer a listening ear.
Audrey approached the family member, offered a listening ear, but she was upset and misunderstood. The family member angrily told her to leave and leave them alone. Aww.
So it sounds like some of the patients are struggling today. It doesn't seem like it's been a good experience at the hospital volunteering today, and maybe that's what's got Miss Gail upset. I would say maybe there's some, maybe the staff has been really upsetting the patients. Maybe they haven't been getting their food on time and stuff. So they're just experiencing a difficult time with the hospital. I hate that for them. At least they're there. At least they're volunteering. We're getting so many calls and texts today. What is going on here? Hey Audrey, we're having a little get together before prom. Want to join? So I'm gonna say this is not before prom. Audrey's getting invited to a house party. Ooh, while she's in the middle of volunteering. So this is how I'm gonna play this out. I want to say that Audrey is in the middle of helping her mom to volunteer. Mom is already in a pissy mood. The patients there are not having a fun time. The staff is not having a fun time right now. And Audrey is going to politely go to her mom and say, Mom, I just got invited to a little get together, a house party. Can I go? Do you mind if I go? And Mom is going to be like, no, you're not going anywhere right now. No, you're going to stay home. We got so much to do at home. We got to straighten up. We got to clean up and stuff like that. So Gail is just in her feelings right now. She doesn't want Audrey to go anywhere, which is not fair to Audrey. So we're going to click cancel. And now I feel like Audrey is going to be really upset when she comes home to the fact that her mom just said no to this party that she really wants to go to, all because she's in a crappy mood from the volunteer stuff at the hospital. But that's the thing about this particular generation. She's a hothead. Anything can tick her off at any given moment. So hopefully, maybe when we get home, Audrey can convince her mom to allow her to go ahead and go to the party. But I highly doubt it at this point.